Good evening, paintball lovers. Welcome to a special show that we're going to have tonight. We're going to be talking about Evil Dead. That's going to be happening June the 7th and June the 8th over in Paintball to Go in Roadhouse, Illinois. I have the commander, the general, Dr. Phil, and then I have his XO, Eric, from the Raw Dogs.
What up, world?
Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So is there any particular things that you guys want to discuss on like how the game gonna go, just in case we do got like a few new players that actually want to actually attend the Evil Dead?
So I'll go ahead and start it off, Eric, if that's all right with you.
All right, you're good.
So the main thing that we got to remember is shooting players and getting flags are the that's the bread and butter, but the Necrocomicon missions are really what's going to set us apart. So just keep in mind that not everything is this game's a lot different, so not everything is going to be just getting those flags. So it's going to be a lot of strategy, a lot of mission running, and a lot of deciphering that Necrocomicon. Because not only do we have to, run those missions, to get those missions, we have to be able to decipher and interpret. So, and just for everybody that knows, I am on my phone. I do apologize. Unfortunately, I can't hear much, so you're going to see my screen kind of go kind of wonky. So.
Well, we'll let it slide this one time. But yeah, as Dr. Phil said, it's going to be more of a mental game versus just straight up shooting and gunning like a lot of us are known to do.
Yeah.
But it'll be a good change of pace for some of us. Playing a different kind of ball than what we're used to playing.
Yeah,
for sure, and just gets you in the mindset of thinking more strategically than versus just loading up and dumping a case of paint out of nowhere just to hold a point.
Yeah.
So, he's talking.
Is those potions? Those potions are going to be huge. So a lot of advantages just from having those potions and being able to use them. Now, again, we get those from the Necrocomicon. So as we decipher things, we can get those special advantages. So it goes all the way from sniper to immunity.
Yeah.
So huge advantages there. There's also just keep in mind there's some disadvantages that you might be imposed on us because of that Necrocomicon. So definitely something to be looking out for. Definitely something that me and Eric and all the leaders of the different teams are going to be looking out for and making sure that we take every advantage we can and try to keep away the disadvantages. So
and a big thing is on Saturday after Saturday night with the melee game, we'll play a lot to the advantage of how Sunday will go because there'll be a lot of different different hints and points to key points of everything that happens on Sunday.
Yeah. So basically, so you guys are going to be more on the blue side, right?
Yeah. We're running blue, good humans. We're ready to want to put some deadites back in the ground, even though they're already dead. We got to do what we can to put them in their place.
Yeah.
Also, you guys mentioned the melee. I've got my katana ready to go. I have a bat wrapped with barbed wire ready for anybody who wants to borrow it. So I'll be bringing that as well. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time with that for sure.
Yeah, I got a Warhammer. I gotta get finished made up. I got the and to finish up the handle. I know
Mhm.
I got one guy that's bringing like a big old bastard style sword that he's bringing a couple different ones. I think he's in here, big old Nick, ready to wants to put some hurting on some people during the melee. That's for sure. That's all he's been
I
talking about.
understand it is this melee game is yeah, I believe it's Saturday night. It is going to be worth a lot of points and a lot of advantages. So we need to bring those weapons out. We need to get it handled, get it all situated, and and take care of business. Like I said, I know I've got the katana on and sharpened and ready to go. So
Well,
Cool.
but
That's gonna be that's gonna be fun. So do you guys know like what numbers are, like how many that's gonna be on your guys' side?
not not definitive on the numbers. I know it's I I think it's a little bit stacked on one side versus the other. I won't say which way because that's all the fun in the game of knowing which is which.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but
I mean, like I'll elaborate a little bit more on there. So just it doesn't matter right now. A lot of the pre-reg, that's not final numbers. So we have a lot of teams that we know that haven't pre-reg. I know I spoke with Zach. He hasn't had a lot of his teams that commit haven't pre-reg. He reached out to his guys, said that they were gonna either play day of play or right before, and I know we have the same. So right now pre-reg is always finicky, so you got to keep that in
right.
mind. Like Eric said, it is stacked one way or versus the other, but that's not something that we're really
Oh
concerned about one way or
no.
another. Main reason is because I mean everybody kind of pays as they need to. So
Yeah.
some people are ahead of schedule. Some people are like, hey, the week before I'm going to register. So it's hard to gauge really how things are stacking up based on pre-reg.
Yeah. Usually do they do like on Friday nights? Will they have like a little small band or a little concert that they usually would put on?
As far as this one, I don't know. This is actually my first Evil Dead going to this one.
Okay.
I think there might be something, but I'm not 100% for sure.
Okay.
Granted, you
So
show up
so do you mind if I speak to
go
that
ahead.
one?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, go
so
ahead.
Joe is always very hospitable. So Joe and Angie, they put on a good weekend. They always got something going on during the evenings: karaoke, live band, live bagpipes during the game, all kinds of great stuff. Always very hospitable. To Eric's point, Evil Dead is kind of new territory for me and him, and the Misfits and the Raw Dogs. However, I know Joe very well, and he always
Oh
puts
yeah.
on a good weekend. So it's always about the player for Joe. So
Hmm.
he definitely he always knocks it out of the park, and it's always a good time. So
Yeah, definitely a good staff out there that runs everything.
Oh yeah. Because when I was last down there, they had like a little, band they had like a little concert and a little band that was playing, and that was kind of nice to get the mood going before next day, and that calms everyone's nerves and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah. Is there anything that so whoever's on the blue side, is there anything that you're wanting to speak to them about, like let's get more missions, get more of the points, and what areas to
I
possibly.
mean, as
take this
Dr.
one, Eric, and I'll follow up. All right.
Yeah, as far like Dr. Phil said, I mean, this game is going to be more strategic, more using your head and just thinking about what you do versus going out and just shooting and holding the flags.
Yeah.
It's just we have to figure out, theorize where we really gonna have to if we aside from the Necronomicon, where we're going to need to use the potions and see if the advantages this way or if outweigh the disadvantages on it, or the advantages disadvantages. Yeah. So, but I mean, other than that, I mean, really, we're all going to go out there. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have good weekend of ball. Hopefully, I haven't really looked at the weather yet, but regardless, rain or shine, it's always still a good time playing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we're just gonna go out there and just lay it down and do what we do.
Yeah, and my biggest advice is, for all the teams out there coming out play, and if it is, even if you're a rental, come out, get with myself, with Eric, with our trusted captains, and just run the play, right? So the big deal is I've seen games be one sided or versus the other, and surprised, like you're right in it. And it don't matter what side you're on, whether you're on the lower end or the higher end. The end of the day, the team who works together is the team who is 99% victorious. So I mean, they could have twice as many people and just be shooting paint, and at the end of the day, the other team could come up victorious because they were focused. So we want to make sure that, hey, if you want, I need everybody to come to me and Eric, come to our captains, our trusted captains, and just run the play. Listen to what they're telling you and run it. Because at the end of the day, we know the game, we know what is what. So at the end of the day, that could be the difference. And we want to make sure everybody comes out, has a good time, and it's a close fight all weekend long. And if we're not stomping a hole in them, but we definitely want to have a close fight. So that's the name of the game, is having a good time. So
yeah, that's 100% right on that one.
Yes, definitely. Because everybody in the paintball community, we're all family. We all we'll stick together, and that's the thing is, we need to stick together, bond together, and with the arguments and all that's going to happen over the weekend. At the end of the day, we're all family.
That's right. That's right. I mean, like, I've seen some crazy stuff happen on a paintball field, good and bad. And the one thing that I've noticed always is, good or bad, everybody's hugging, everybody's congratulating others and telling them, hey, great game, and I appreciate you for the weekend. And it's all that bad blood goes away instantly, no matter what the argument might have been. So it's spot on, Bailey.
I mean, yeah,
it's a family atmosphere. So 100%.
Oh, there we go. Here comes a boom. Now you gotta be ready to bring it. Bill, do we have any boomsticks on our side that you know of?
Do we have what?
Any of the boomsticks on our side, the wall rockets on our side at all?
So, not that I know of. I know there's a few out there from some of the teams. We probably need to reach out and make sure, get a head count on that as best we can. But unfortunately, I do not know at the moment. So,
all right.
Now, are some of the potions going to be kind of like bad?
Yeah,
like some people get like a potion or something, then they're going to turn like dead, and then they can't be able to get touched or something like that.
Give me 1 second. Let me double check this. I can tell you what. I'll be able to tell you what some of them are. Like Dr. Phil said, some of them's going to be good advantages and disadvantages.
And again, I'm sorry, guys. Like, unfortunately, I had prior obligations. I'm kind of breaking away to do this today. So
So more or less the so like the different potions in turn is you have Farsight, so you'll be able to learn about a specific slapstick and if it's gonna be what kind of resistance you're looking at. Some is gonna be, you know, if you see the Necronomicon on site, everything in the book takes twice as many of the resources to use it. There's going to be, some that shoots the structures and everything will any in- any of the players that are inside, they won't be able to leave for 10 minutes. So, and you know, it's just and there's even going to be one where, the book carrier and could uh, looking for let's see, what is it? Oh, looking for the Kadarian dagger. Yeah, that's one thing that's going to be a big thing over this weekend
Yeah, a lot of points.
is finding the Kandarian dagger. Let's see.
Yeah, I wasn't too for sure if there was going to be like a formula that's going to make someone like once they grab it, then they're going to have to like act dead and can't be able to do anything for like an X amount of minutes or something. So that's why I wasn't too sure
No,
you can cast like a spell or something.
no, nothing. Not necessarily that I see, but let's see. And the other thing about that is getting the pronunciation of the spell correctly. That's going to be another thing to deal with.
Okay.
Because if you say it wrong, that's like, oh, hi, Jay. Yeah, but that's part of the thing with Red Feathers games. This is the first one I've actually been to, but it's he from what I hear, he makes it really interesting in things being not just an automatic something happens.
Yeah.
You actually have to do things in a specific sequence to make it happen and make it worthwhile. Because if you don't, it's going to be disadvantageous to yourself versus just something working out in your favor.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, hey guys, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here, but last words of wisdom, guys. 100%, like, come out, rock the paint with us. Let's get it done. I 100% believe in this crew. I know St. Louis Samurai is with us. We got Venomous Ducks, Raw Dogs, Misfits, like a few others that I know that I'm forgetting. I don't have the list in front of me, but we're gonna rock it. And like I said, run those missions, get those points, focus on the game, not just blowing paint out the barrel. So all right. You guys need anything from me, guys?
No, I think we're good with you. So, yeah, if you want to hop off, you can go ahead and go.
All right. Hey, I'm sorry again. Had prior obligations, kind of trying to mix them. But again, we'll see you out there. We're gonna rock it. It's gonna be good.
Yes,
definitely gonna be a good day.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Yep, you too.
All right.
All right. Later.
Later. But yeah, as Dr. Phil Sutter said, it's going to be more of a missions game versus blowing the paint out.
Oh yeah.
You're using your head more than anything.
Yep. Just come out, just sling some paint, and then that's all you got to do is come out and have a good time. And then this is a perfect opportunity to start meeting other new people, because when you're in the southern part of Illinois, that means you're gonna be meeting a lot of other new players too. So, and then that's also helps to mingle, because what happens if they're from a different state and there's something else that comes up, then then you can just be able to ride with them.
Right, and that's the thing. If meeting and mingling, and you see someone that wants to take it seriously, the paintball community is all nothing but friends and family as far as that goes. And if that's what they're saying the first day or the second time you meet them, but eventually you get a feel for people and be like, you're after time you get to know them and be like, you know what, look, I know you're a good dude. You want to go to this event with me? Let's load up and we'll go, and pick them up on the way and go
Oh yeah.
down and make stuff happen and just have a good old time with it.
Yeah, yeah. Sure. It's just like our last scenario that we was at. We had people coming up to us, wanting us to come and play with them at another scenario that was, just right around the corner, and because they see how other teams function out on the field, and then if they see that we're doing good, if we're holding down the spot like we're supposed to, and keep guard, then that's going to get attention of the other team, and they're going to be wanting us to come and basically join them in the other scenarios.
Right. And another thing, well, going back to where we are talking about, is there's gonna be different levels as far as these potions goes. It's all gonna be color based, and you're gonna hopefully a lot of people have their basic sense of colors down. But
Yeah,
everything starts off with a blue, red, and yellow potion. That's gonna be your starter potions. Those are gonna be the easiest ones that don't take disadvantage of you. And as things go, there's a bit of mixing the potions to make purple, which you have to mix your red and your blue and your orange, which would be red and yellow and stuff like that, to get up to these higher tier potions that are going to be more advantage advantages to disadvantages.
yeah,
uh which that's one thing that we'll have to take into consideration with a lot of things.
yeah.
uh,
Now, is there going to be like a kind of like a time period, like when the first game starts, like you have, like, let's say 45 minutes to get one section of a potion or something?
as far as I know, I think the post from with the way I understand everything, still reading through it and to get everything down pat in my head. I don't think there's a time limit in between the potions because everything's going to be out there on the field, I believe. Because you have to uh, you have to find find the ingredients and stuff like that. The match the colors of the potions to them.
Okay.
Uh, but but yeah, as far as that one goes, I was just trying to read this. Is that correct? Oh, okay. Uh, but yeah, it's I don't believe there's a time limit in between the potion sections.
Okay.
I do know all the sections are the first section of the game is like three and a half hours long. Or no, 3 hours long. So they're all 3 hours long sections in between the games.
Okay. So
And
so
then
so basically so basically when the first game starts on Saturday, then you play for 3 hours and then break lunch and then back
yeah, there'll
to
be
another.
another 3 hours, and then after that one there'll be a hour and a half break, and well, I guess there'll be a hour and a half, I guess, reset section. So for the ones that end up doing the night melee, which granted, who we would really appreciate everybody being out there for the night melee if you can, uh, because that's going to be a big thing for helping us out on Sunday. But the night melee is an hour long session from 7:30 to 8:30. So that'll
Now
be a good
now
one.
now now with that one, so what all does that pertain to for the night one?
As far as
Kind of like how the game goes. Now are now
so
are
uh, more or less the requirements on uh for the night play, it's pretty much it's going to be capture the flag and ruin boxes and finding clues. uh reading over here, double check this. So yeah, it's gonna be capture the flag, just capturing the enemy's flag and bringing it back to our respawn.
Okay.
And we have to keep with keeping ours in our own place. There's going to be some ruined boxes that are going to be needing some keys, and those should be located on some form of the structures in the area where we'll be at, and there's going to be we need let's see, there's 2 matching keys, but we only need 1 key to score it. So that's
Okay.
another thing that we'll be looking for. And the night melee game is going to be scored every 15 minutes. So that's 7:45, 8:15, and 8:30. If you get eliminated, of course, just like anything, if you're carrying a prop or something, if you get eliminated, drop the prop where you're at, drop the key where you're at from where you get eliminated at. And yeah, I think that's pretty much. And of course, anything that you find as far as clues, and there'll be small prizes. That any clues you find will be what we need for the Sunday game for the third part of the weekend.
Kind of all the points that we can be able to
Yeah.
get.
And let's see. As far as I think it's the night melee's kind of open up for anyone. Of course, there's no guns going to be out there. If you're for any player that's under 16, you're gonna have to have mandatory eye protection. Above 6 adults, it's gonna be recommended to, but you don't have to. But it's gonna be strongly recommended to have it. Of course, any weapons or anything we have is you're gonna have to have inspected by Red Feather, and it's one body hit and you're eliminated. So I mean, it's just standard thing.
Yeah.
And let's see, additional rules. Of course, during the night melee, there's no spells, medics. Bring a flashlight definitely. But with it being a night melee game, you're gonna need something to see with. So don't forget your flashlights. That'll be one thing that you don't need to run out there with. And let's see. That's pretty much that as far as that goes. Let's see. Melee weapon. As far as melee weapon, needs to nothing, Red Feather's requirements as far as the night melee goes, none of the weapons to be over 60 inches. Everything be built from a light, safe weight material, have a fully padded core, nothing exposed on it, and, have a secure and clearly defined handle on it. So, just don't go out and don't go out thinking that what you buy out from Walmart's, the hard plastic swords are going to work, because that ain't what we're looking for. He wants something with foam on it, because we're gonna have kids playing. So you don't want to go out there and beat a kid with a hard plastic sword. That ain't no fun. You're out here to have fun, enjoy it, and be a good time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But as far as the night melee, that's pretty much everything as that goes. Let me see. Go back, look through, see if I missed anything as far as that. Let's see. Potions. Went over that. Let's see. And there's one thing about. Yeah, pretty much covered it all as far as that goes. You'll be able to. With the spell, you must spend potion, sacrifice, and yeah. As far as that goes, yeah, that's pretty much on that end.
Okay.
But but yeah, as far as like what we were talking about being what was being disadvantages and advantages to us is with the spells and the potions is it's going to be enemy sacrifice and versus having a friendly sacrifice on that end.
Yeah.
So that's where we were talking about it being advantages to disadvantages because there's going to be ones where we can take away their guys, or we got to use one of our stuff. We got to lose two of our guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just it's a reward and risk kind of game as far as that goes, but it's just going to be a lot of mental strategy having to go through and just not just go out and dump everything you got on day one. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. And then for people that going, make sure you for new people that's going, make sure you bring a lot of paint. And then of course on each side of the fields they got their own air compressor units that's out in the by the respawns too. So because it is a pretty good long walk. So
yeah, yeah, pretty much is like you said. There said should be like most games that happen out of Joe's is wherever there's a safe zone, or there should be a safe zone close to where your respawn point is, and there should be an airfield pretty well close near. And normally those are always good about being kept up and running. If something goes down, they get out there and fix it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, you got anything else that wanting to share for next weekend?
Nah, I mean, kind of touched on it, like Dr. Phil said. It's going to be a lot of mental strategy on this one go around. It's his first time commanding this one. Is my first time XOing, so it's definitely going to be a new experience on my end, and just regardless of however it turns out, it's always going to be a good anytime we can get out with the paintball family in general.
Oh yeah.
Playing with anybody, it's always a good time. Getting out, meeting new people.
Yeah. Because this year is actually going to be my first time going to to the Evil Dead, so it's going to be a first experience for me on my part.
Yeah, and it's my first time doing a Red Feather game, and Red Feather, and a lot of people, so they're like a lot of Red Feathers games. Like we have one guy on our team that he loves. If it wasn't a Red Feathers game, he wouldn't go to this one because it's in June. But he hasn't played a Red Feathers game in a long time, and he sort of said this is really one of the only reasons he's really going is because it's Red Feathers and it's me XOing, so it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal on him.
Yeah.
But he's always enjoyed playing Chad Chad's any of Chad's games that he puts on.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, it's good time. If you've never done it, don't be afraid to come out. It's not like everyone sits there and cracks it out to be. You hear all these old stories of what people used to do with freezing the paintballs and stuff like that, and it gets people scared. And it's not that bad. It's a good.
Oh yeah. Because that was one of the questions that people ask me is does people bring frozen paintballs out and try to shoot them out? And I said, well, the bad thing is they won't you won't be able to freeze them, so they ain't gonna.
No, and especially if you're going to a scenario, most scenarios anymore, unless you go to specific ones that are bring your own paint game, they're all going to be field event only paint, and it's there ain't no way anyone has the time, at least not on the first, no one's got the time to sit there and try to mess with anything like that, because a lot of the fields that I've been to do a real good job of keeping all their stuff and holding on to it and making it where that stuff can't happen.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I actually have a couple young guns actually came up and asked me about, hey, does it paint, when you get hit by the paintball, does it hurt and all that kind of stuff? And I just turned around and told me, when I first got started, yes, it did hurt, but as soon as you start playing on a regular basis and as soon as you start getting hit and all that kind of stuff, you're not really worried about the pain because you're worried about the adrenaline, you're running and stuff like that. And the only thing I suggest to them is, if this is your first time, layer up. put a hoodie on underneath, put on a couple pairs of pants, and then just go out to the field and and basically go from there.
Yeah. I've seen Nick's at Nick's out there asked about chainsaw pups. As far as I'm sure there will be, with it being an Evil Dead themed game, as somewhere, but I'm sure there'll be a chainsaw prop. But as far as what it's going to entail or what it's going to do, I have no idea at this point in time. That's going to be something I guess I learn next weekend and what it's going to serve as.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, ultimately, it's actually, I want to sit there and see what is the weather looking like this over there this next weekend. Granted, weather here and around in Illinois gets finicky, but it, and not to jinx it.
Oh yeah, because shoot, just like more like Indiana weather. It changes every 5 to 10 minutes, so you can be outside and then sunny, and then you go inside for 15-20 minutes, come back out, and it's raining.
You're right. Yeah. So it. I'm not gonna say what it is because I'm not gonna jinx it. I'm just gonna keep that to myself.
Yeah.
but it definitely looks like it's gonna be a good weekend to get out and see all the good family, and hopefully my sequence jacket comes in so Joe can be happy and his because he keeps telling him I was his Vanna White at an event one day. I just forgot that I didn't have my sequence jacket on me.
Yeah.
So had to tell him I'm going to order one just for him, just to come out in it.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely going to be a good one.
Oh yeah. Because basically, every scenario master, they have their own, brain games and all that kind of stuff, and they make games up, and then some fields want to keep things the same like Evil Dead. They want to keep everything the same, and then just change up the game and props and all that stuff.
Right. And I don't know, from the ones I've been going to here lately, I'm not a creature of habit. I do like some things to stay the same, but I also like a change in something just to change it up. So if you go do the same event every 3-4 years and you learn the lay of the land, it's just like, well, we know if we go take this point, or if we go take this point, we hold this, then we've kind of dominated the field. It's not, if it's nice having certain game masters who can sit back and realize, okay, last couple of years, when a team gets to this point, they hold this, and the game's done lockdown.
Yeah.
So it's nice to sit there and try to maybe for them to sit there and be like, well, let's kind of tweak this, see if we can make it to where that they have to try harder by doing this or doing that.
Oh yeah.
Just to throw a different mindset in there, swear.
Getting some stuff going. Now I do know some fields are getting like new, scenario masters, later on out through the year. So maybe that will help, bring a lot of attendance, back to some of the fields. So we'll just have to wait and see after this year how things go, and see how people like the games that are going to be coming upcoming. So
well, I mean, I do look forward to future games out at White River, from what I hear.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens out there.
Yep, got some changes going. So hopefully it's changes are basically for the best. So
yeah. But as far as that goes, like Dr. Phil said, we're just gonna go out there and have a good old time and use our heads and not our bronze.
Yep, just sling some paint. Sling some paint, hit people, and there you go.
Yeah.
Well, if you got nothing else to go over, and so like I said, Evil Dead is next Saturday, June 7th through June the 8th, over at Paintball to Go at Roadhouse, Illinois. You can always get onto their webpage and sign up, and make sure you sign up for the Blue Humans. And got any final words you want to say before we go from here?
All I'm going to say is let's put some deadites down on the ground, Blues. It's going to be a good weekend.
Yes, definitely. And remember, we're all family. So, regardless if we have, beef against one another, but at the end of the day, we're all family. We're a paintball community. So,
first and foremost.
Oh, yes, definitely. So we will see you guys next weekend at the Paintball to Go in Roadhouse, Illinois. Guys, take it easy and have a good evening.